Hello Primary Sixes, Miss Mortimer here, and I'm going to be speaking to you about your work with place value this week. Now, place value is all about your understanding of numbers. It's looking at the kind of meaning and the place value of each digit in a number, especially when you're looking at larger numbers. We will be touching on decimals more in my next video as well, but that is of course included. It might be to do with ordering numbers, so having a selection of 4 different numbers and putting them into order, for example. It could be related to identifying the value of a certain part of a number, getting to know what numbers are larger than others, and writing those numbers in words, as well as doing the opposite of that, which would involve being able to read a number written in words and write it down in numbers. So a handy thing that we have uploaded for you to help you with your work with place value is a grid like this, which has different columns where you can partition a number into each section. So here we have, starting with the largest one available here, is the 10,000s, which would be written as T and a small h, and it's shown here in digits. Any numbers that basically have 4 digits following it would be a 10,000 digit. Thousands, again, TH, and the number followed by 3 digits would be a thousands number. Hundreds, written as a H. Tens, written as a T. And here it's discussed as ones. We would also refer to these as units, but it really is the same thing. This is just an example of a place value display board. So we have 10,000s, thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. Now, obviously, there are more values in this. There is bigger than 10,000. So we have 100,000s and so on, all the way up to millions and billions even people can challenge themselves with. And down from ones or units, it would then go on to decimal values. So you would have your decimal point, and then tenths, hundreds, and thousandths. So although this is an example of a board that may help, you can feel free to Google your own ones, or people might be able to make up their own ones, and explore larger numbers. But for the most part, we are going to be working with these values here, maybe 6-digit numbers, which would involve 100,000s for spicy work. So if you're able to print off the place value board, that could be helpful. But here I have an example of one I've just quickly written out on my whiteboard here, or of course you could use paper or a notebook. We've just written out the headings of the place values that we want to work with. And this can help you with completing the worksheets too, or you could do this as a separate activity. Most pupils will be very familiar with hundreds, tens, and units. By P6, perhaps even thousands, and maybe even beyond that and below that as well. But like I say, for spicy work, we are working with 6-digit numbers. I believe for mild work, maybe to build your confidence, if you feel a little bit less confident with place value, you are working with 3-digit numbers. So I have just written in these numbers here. So I just written digits 745612, and that number would read as 745,612. Now you can also ask the pupil to maybe write a number. So you could say, right, can you write the number for me? 67,891. So was it 67,891? And then you could also include numbers that go into decimals. I've not included a lot of space here, so I've just got room for tenths, but you could get them to work on that too when you tell them to write a number with a decimal. So we could do 712.4 4 maybe. And if the pupil just writes in the digits, you could say, right, can you read that number for me? And they would have to say 712.4. They can maybe recap all the numbers at the end. 745,612. And we have 67,891. So as mentioned before, there is a mild, spicy and a hot option for the activities that you can complete this week. You will be given one worksheet per day, or you are expected to complete one of the sheets per day. So for example, if you were printing, this would be one worksheet, the next one would be a next worksheet. You can feel free to go ahead, but you may find that you're kind of completing all of the work on one day, but you can speak to your teachers if you're in that circumstances. But we have made it so there is one sheet per day. So this is the mild task, as discussed before, focusing on 3-digit place value. Now, that could be for people that need a little bit of extra help getting to grips with place value. Maybe you're not feeling confident, or maybe you want to start with this one as a warm-up and then go on to spicy or hot. So I'll quickly show you the activities here. This is a 3-digit number challenge. So you write a random single-digit number in each star. So you could do 642, 713, 248. It really doesn't matter. And then you're asked a series of questions about this, the 3 digits there, to try and make different numbers. So if you can print the worksheet, that's fine, but again, you do not have to print it. You can write it out in a whiteboard or on paper or in a notebook. So I've chosen my 3 digits here. I've not bothered drawing stars, but you can feel free if you wish. So I've got 7, 4 and 3. And the first question is, what is the largest 3-digit number you can make? So in that case, it would be 743, because the biggest digit is the 7 for 700, then 40, then 3. The next one is, what is the smallest 3-digit number you can make? Which would be 347. The next one is the largest odd 3-digit number. Now, our largest number is odd because it ends in a 3. So that again would be 743. And then we have the largest even 3-digit number that we can make. So you'd probably have to make sure that you've got a mixture of odd and even digits up here. Now 3 was not an even digit, so we are going to have to end on a 4. And then we're trying to get the largest even 3-digit number, so we're going to stick with our 7 being 700, and that puts the 3 in there, 734. Next we have the smallest odd 3-digit number. So our smallest number was 347, and that is an odd number, so we can stick with that. Smallest even 3-digit number, so again we're going to have to swap this for the 4, and we still want our number to be pretty small, so we're going to go 374. The next one is the largest 3-digit number rounded to the nearest 10. So we started with our largest 3-digit number, so that rounded to the nearest 10. Well, the 3-digit is going to round down, so that would mean it is 740. And the next one is the largest 3-digit number rounded to the nearest 100. So this time, again, the largest 3-digit number, we're rounding the 43 to the nearest 100. 43 can round down, so that would be down to 700. And then 2 more, we've got the smallest 3-digit number rounded to the nearest 10. So here we've got the smallest 3-digit number. To the nearest 10, we look at the units digit, which is a 7, which would round up. So that means the smallest 3-digit number rounded to the nearest 10 is 350. And then finally, the smallest 3-digit number rounded to the nearest 100, we're looking at the 47. 47 as a whole rounds down because it is below 50. So that would be 300. And you can see this is an activity you can undertake over and over again, choose different digits, and you would get different answers every time. Next worksheet involves a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so 20 numbers that are all 3 digits that you need to order from the smallest to the largest, the smallest at the bottom up to the largest at the top. And again, you can print this off or write it out in a worksheet or in a notebook, it doesn't really matter. And the next sheet is writing 3-digit numbers in words. So as you can see, the example has been given, you've got 516 and you have to write the whole thing in words, 516. Although it's not a spelling task, people should be taking care with their spelling. But the main idea is that they understand that that is 516. It can become more confusing for people as the larger the numbers get, especially when zeros are involved in things. The next worksheet, you are finding the value of 3-digit numbers. So you've got a lot of 3-digit numbers down the side here, and each number has a digit that is underlined. So for example, this is a 6. And in words it is written as 6, and in numbers it is just a 6. Whereas the 100 is the digit that's underlined here. So the value would be 100, and then in numbers it would be 100. Here it would be the 3, and then another example, this would be the 80. So 80 and then 80 and so on. Final task for the mild work is you have, this time you have numbers written in words and you have to place them into this place value chart. It doesn't say they have to be in order, and they've obviously started it for you in a random number. 502 is not the smallest or the largest number there. But you could do this on your own and try and do them in order to add a little bit of extra challenge. But the main idea is you read 502 and they know that that's written as 502. And you will also have some numbers here that have all 3 digits. So for example, I can see here 684, that would be 684. And then there are answers to all these worksheets which can be provided, so you can mark it right nice and easily. And then I'll quickly show you the 6-digit place value book, which is very, very similar. So this will be the spicy one. So as I said, if you wanted to start with 3-digit and you're finding it really easy, you could go on to this, but this is quite a little bit trickier because you're dealing with bigger numbers and it does become more confusing. So you've got the same challenge. It's set from this time you choose 6 random digits and you answer the same questions. You are this time rounding to the nearest 1,000 and the nearest 10,000, but it's using the same skills as to the nearest 10 and 100, just getting trickier each time. You have ordering numbers again, but again with some larger numbers. Writing it in words, same as before. Finding the value of the digit that's underlined again, and reading a number and writing it correctly in the columns. So you can clearly see that is a good step up from the mild work, but perhaps the mild work can be used to build confidence, or if that is your level of working, that is totally fine. So Primary 6, I hope that helped clarify your tasks for this week. But if you have any issues, feel free to get in touch with your teachers, and I'll be seeing you next week. Thanks, bye.